This holiday season, I'll be focusing on 3 main activities to do with friends and family when they come round. So if you're looking for some inspiration, this video is just for you. Now, as a reader, the most obvious thing is that books are involved in my holiday activities, and you're 100% right. But there are other things I like to do as well. The first big thing is advent calendars. Now, I purchased this advent calendar from Target. I'll include a link in the video's description. But what I love the most about it is that it has really fun little compartments. So I'm turning the video to the side so you can kind of see. And the good news is they don't fall out. So that's incredibly helpful. Now, of course, you can put little toys and candy in there if you have little ones. However, we will be using it as an activity advent calendar. So step 1, actually look at the calendars to see what days fall when. So for example, for the year 2024, December 1st is a Sunday. So if you can think of some activities that are easy for you to do with your family on a Sunday, then that's what you'd put into number 1. So number 1 is definitely going to be an outdoor activity because the weekends are when we have the most time to be outdoors. Then on day 2, which is a Monday, which would be a school day, think about the activities that are easier for you to do then. You know, maybe it's a crafting project, maybe it's baking. I would say watching a movie, but it depends if you can get that in early. So say you start at 6 and then you can wrap up by 8. So everyone's in bed at a decent hour, then that can work. So I highly recommend looking at our actual calendar and then writing in little ideas and things that we can do together as a family. Now, if you don't have an advent calendar like this, I want to encourage you to not let that deter you. Instead, use a jar. So I'm going to show you a jar real quick. So you can use a jar, something like this. So what I'd recommend is you take the cap off, then you get something like wrapping paper, and then you put it on the inside. Now, I haven't cut my wrapping paper yet as I'm not prepared. However, I just want to show you what a sliver of paper can do. So we have this paper, for example, and if you put it inside the jar, there you go, it can do that. So I recommend you take wrapping paper or just any paper just to kind of hide the jar so you can't really like see through, because this is like a see-through jar. And then you write on bits of paper different activities. It could even be a movie jar. So say, for example, your family loves movies, then write the names of all the movies that everyone wants to watch. Get everyone to participate. Have them do, say, 3 movies for each person, just for argument's sake. Write that in there, and then you can pull at random when it's movie night. So I think that's a really great idea and something fun to do. You can make the activity jar whatever you want. And again, if you have an advent calendar, that's a really great way for you to use your advent calendar as well. Okay, the next activity is puzzles. I absolutely love puzzles, and they're even better when they are holiday themed. Now, for this year, I have 3 puzzles on hand. The first one, this is entitled Seasons Readings, and it's a 500-piece puzzle. I absolutely love the design. Seasons Reading, it's a nod to books and reading. So I was really excited about this one. So this is just your standard puzzle, 500 pieces. Now, I also have an advent calendar style puzzle. And this one is 12 days of puzzle. It's a Christmas countdown advent calendar. Now, this is a sleeve. So I'm going to take the sleeve off, right? And what you're going to get is an advent calendar style. Now, I've already opened day 1 and I've done that puzzle. So I can just open it to show you. So this is empty. But if you open day 2, you'll see the bag of puzzles inside. So you pull that out, you do the puzzle, and so on. Now, there's actually a sheet that shows the different puzzles. They're all holiday themed. I have that upside down, of course, but they're all holiday themed. So here's the thing. You can do 1 a day in the advent calendar style. Now, granted, this is only 12. So if you wanted like the full 24, you'd have to get another one. I think this is going to be great for when you have family and friends over. It's like everyone can have their own mini personal puzzle, because that is how I'm going to be treating it. So if you want, you can do the advent calendar style. But if you have a group of people coming around, this will just be a great like personal puzzle Now, I also have another Advent calendar style puzzle. Now, this one is entitled Home for the Holidays, 12 Days of Puzzles Again. Now, the difference with this one is that there are 12 puzzle pieces, but they all come together to make one puzzle. So it will show you the 12 pieces, but it all comes together and they all connect to create one big 500-piece puzzle. Now, this one is a good like group activity. So remember, I was saying you could use the other one as a personal puzzle, but this one I like in that we can all contribute to making this one big puzzle together. So again, there are different ways you can go about it. You can also do one section a day because again, it's an Advent calendar style. So you can open 1, 2, 3, 4 to 12. So it's an Advent calendar style box. So again, it can be an individual puzzle, but we will all be contributing to making the big puzzle itself. So this is a great group activity. But again, you can do it individually on a day-to-day basis as an Advent calendar in the traditional style. Now, the third activity, of course, that involves books. And there's certain books I return to over and over again. Now, in a Very Merry Bookmas series, when we were sharing classics, I had shared that a book I love reading from is Letters from Father Christmas by J.R.R. Tolkien. Now, this is a hardcover styled book. And I also shared in a Very Merry Bookmas series that my favorite is this jumbo book. Now, to give you context, you can see the size difference. This is your standard hardcover, and this is like a larger, more gift-sized book. And this is a story Tolkien, this is a compilation of stories Tolkien wrote for his children, pretending he was Father Christmas. So the children thought the letters were coming from Father Christmas, but of course, he's writing all these letters and he's imagining them. I want to show you that it also includes scans of the letters that he actually wrote. They also include scans of the illustrations as well. So, you know, you have standard text, but then you also have like the scraggly handwriting, which I absolutely love. I mean, it's just brilliant. So for example, here you have the scan, and then here you just have standard type text to make it easy to read. So yes, Letters from Father Christmas is a big part of my holiday reading. It's perfect for read aloud night. And I'm also a huge fan of the Penguin Christmas Classics. Now, this is a box set. And in this set, there's 6 books. In the set, we have The Nutcracker by E.T.A. Hoffman. We have The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus by L. Frank Baum. A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. The Night Before Christmas by Nikolai Gogol. A Merry Christmas and Other Christmas Stories by Louisa May Alcott. And Christmas at Thompson Hall and Other Christmas Stories by Anthony Trollope. Now, I will show you the covers, which I absolutely love. They are stunning. And of course, they have a cardinal, which I love. So these are beautifully designed editions. They're great books for the holidays, but they're also great gifting. So I'll, of course, include a link in the video's description to all these books. But those are just some of the books I revisit year after year after year. So yeah, essentially they are staples in my home. Now, in addition to these 3 main activities that I'm sharing with you today, another big thing is baking. I love baking during the holidays. I don't always do like those elaborate decorating cookies and stuff like that. That is actually stuff I'll save for the rest of the winter, because the thing is, you kind of feel pressure to do all this stuff during Christmas. However, the winter is long and there's lots of time for you to do those additional activities as well. I also love spending time outdoors. That's always lots of fun. And yeah, just, you know, taking it easy, taking it slow and spending time together, because at the end of the day, that's what the holidays are really about. I love Christmas church services. I love Advent. Advent at church is my favorite time. It also helps that it's the start of the Christian year. So for me, it's kind of like the start of the new year before the official calendar new year. You know what I mean? So those are just some of my favorite Christmas traditions and activities I have planned for our family and friends when they come around. So let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. What are some of your favorite holiday activities? What are some activities you do at Christmas time? What are some books you read during Christmas time as well? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Now, if you're looking for even more holiday content, be sure to tune in to a Very Merry Bookmas series. I have a dedicated playlist. We are sharing Christmas murder mysteries, classic books, romance is coming up soon, and lots more. We have a Christie for Christmas as well. So be sure to stay tuned. But until then, like the video, share the video, tell a friend about a Very Merry Bookmas series. But also subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're the first to know what's new when I go live and when new videos are uploaded. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.